students, I'm Suneet Avtar and I welcome you all in my class. In today's class, we are going to learn about direct and indirect objects. I have told you many times that there is no sentence with, without verb. We cannot frame any sentence without verb. The shortest sentence we have go, then come, sit, run. Okay, these all are verbs we can easily use verbs as sentences. If we add please sit, then we are requesting a person. If we're saying go, then we are ordering a person. We are so angry at that person. So verbs are very important. Verbs play a very significant role in framing a sentence. But there are more important aspects that define what type of verbs we have in a sentence. Just look into this sentence. She baked a cake. Here, she baked a cake. She is our subject. Baked is our verb and a cake is our object. I've told you many times in tenses also, chapter also I've told earlier also that we follow SVO pattern: sentence, verb and object. So here we will be learning about object, because objects will define what verb we are having in the sentence. So let us start with direct and indirect object. For direct objects, we have to see one word, what. And for indirect, whom. Direct objects are used for non-living things, and indirect objects are used for living things. Let us come to the previous sentence. I baked a cake. Okay, if I write I baked a cake for my mother. So here for my mother is also there and cake is also there. So which one is non-living? Cake. So we'll write here direct object. And mother, for my mother. Mother is our indirect object because it is a living thing. Okay, we can also write this sentence as I baked my mother a cake. Okay, same meanings, both sentences are conveying. I baked my mother. She gave me a watch. She gave me a watch. Okay, so here just see, me is indirect object and watch is our direct object. So if you are having in a sentence direct or indirect or both, if you are having object direct, indirect or both, like in this sentence we have indirect as well as direct object. So in that cases the verb will be transitive verb. This was our next step to learn. If the object is telling us about what or whom, she gave you what? A watch. She gave whom? To me. She gave me a watch. So if you are getting answers of what or whom, then your verb is transitive verb. To identify, this was our first tip. This was my first tip to identify the verb that is transitive. So if you want to understand more, we did active and passive voice. So I could have started with this topic also, but no, I did regular and irregular, then tenses, then I switched to active and passive, because there is a reason. We can convert verb, transitive verb into passive. For example, she gave a watch. She gave a watch. A watch was given by her. But we cannot make passive from intransitive verb. I have not taught you intransitive, so please don't worry about it. In the next video lecture, we will be doing that only. Till you just understand what are transitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those verbs which have some object, whether direct or indirect. In some of the verbs, both objects can come. Direct object can also be there and indirect objects can also be there. And moreover, we can also turn these verbs into passive. Turn the sentence into passive. She gave me a watch. I was given a watch by her. I hope you understood this. So now there is one exercise. As I've told you, I don't want to confuse you, because this topic, if I will be explaining all the things together, you will not be understand anything. And these days, because your assessment tests are going on, we are not having our regular live classes. We are just having the live classes of the particular subject which paper is there on the next day. So I'm not going to give you a very detailed video, and these days, as I've told that we are not having regular live classes, so I request you please follow your video lectures. Okay, there is one exercise, not one, two exercises are there. Rewrite the sentences putting the direct objects before the indirect object. And the next, what you have to do, you have to put indirect object before the direct object. I will be solving one each for you. Rose lent me her necklace. Rose lent me her necklace. So Rose lent her necklace to me. With the help of to, we have made this. With the help of for also we can do. Rose lent her necklace to me. And now exercise number 3. David told a secret to me. David told a secret to me. David told me a secret. Okay, so here all the sentences, just see. In these sentences, all verbs are transitive in exercise number 2 and 3. All these sentences are transitive. Students, I hope you understood this. Very interesting chapter it is, and you need to be very punctual and regular if you want to understand this topic, because we teacher get many query, ma'am, what are transitive, what are intransitive verbs. So let us understand direct and indirect. The indirect we use for living things, and non-living things we use direct. So if these objects are present in a sentence after the verb, that verb will be transitive verb. Simple it is. And we can also convert those verbs into passive. Okay students, thank you. Have a nice day.